So I'm going to have a quick recap. So I don't know how many people have joined. Once again. So there are people from obviously yes, Somaya Engineering College. There are people from Symbiosis, and I believe I'm not sure if people from Hyderabad have joined. I'm not sure. There are some folks who will be joining from Hyderabad also. So I hope everybody has Tableau Public installed. So I'm just going to do a quick recap in terms of what we have since we had a session almost like 2 months back, right? So I am just going to do a quick recap in terms of what we had seen earlier. So we had seen the definition of what is business analytics, in terms of when you want to, and obviously there are a lot of definitions around it. When you want to explore certain information, when you want to explore specific data, right? That's when you use business analytics from that perspective. And there's a definition from Gartner also where what it talks about is you want to use that data and predict the future state. Okay. We had also seen why do you use business analytics in terms of if you want to make some smart decisions, you want better visualization, right? And ultimately you're going to increase your efficiency. Earlier, in the first session, we had looked at what are the different source systems, and we had kind of done a small discussion in terms of how does a hospital environment work, right? So normally, uh, from the patient coming into the hospital till the patient getting discharged and the billing cycle. So we had kind of seen that. We had kind of seen that entire flow. So the first step in any analysis, any data analysis is to identify the source systems. So in a hospital, right, in a hospital healthcare environment, you can have all these source systems. You can have an Epic system, you can have a Meditech system, you can have teletracking. So it's for bed management primarily. There are so many different systems. There's a lab system specifically called Sunquest, and there's a radiology system called GE, right? So there are so many different systems which you can look at. Now, if I'm looking at any other environment, if I'm looking like a bank, right, you will have different systems over there. Obviously, every organization will definitely have a payroll system because they have employees. So they will have a payroll system. They'll have a finance system. They'll have a supply chain system. They'll have all of those kind of systems which are there, which are common across. But other than that, they'll have specific systems. So in banking, I think there is a specific software made by Infosys, right? I forgot the name, sorry. But that is one of those source systems which you have. Now, what do you think is the next step once you've identified the source systems? Anybody remembers what was the next step? Anybody? किसी को कुछ याद है? You guys can hear me, right? Can you guys hear me? Yes, no? All right. Sorting relevant data. Okay. Okay. Actually, there is no waiting system. You can just get in. I don't have that option of waiting. Is anybody facing an issue logging in?
Yes, sir. So Umang and Rishi are waiting. They are not able to join the meeting.
There is no waiting option. I have not kept a waiting option because everybody was able to log in. Can you ask them to try again?
Sure, sir.
Umang, I see Umang. I believe they've been able to join in. All right. So somebody said, I see the chats, right? I see cleaning of data. I see sorting the relevant data. But before that, before you even do that, right? What we need to do is you need to extract that data from these systems. And if I'm pretty sure all the engineering students have heard of terms like XML, JSON, right? Those are the ways in which you can extract your information. But in healthcare specifically, when you look at healthcare, for that matter, you'll be getting data from all these different systems. In the hospital, there'll be data from the patient, the physician, the pharma organization, the lab, medical devices, research organizations, as well as external labs and radiology, right? You can have data from all of these systems. And to extract that data, you have specific standards. So standards is a primarily like a structure. It's like a standard way in which you can extract that information. It's like you're talking in a specific language, right? It's like a standard. If you're talking in English, people understand that because you've been taught that it's a way, it's a medium in which you can communicate. In that same way, in healthcare, these are specific standards. You have HL7, EDI, you have CCD, which is not cafe coffee day, by the way. It is continuity of care document. All right. So like this, there are specific standards. So just to give an example, right? In HL7, this is like a statement in terms of the patient was admitted to a particular hospital, yeah, and he moved from lab to whatever. There's an admission, right? So there was a lab system and everything, and this room and everything. So I want to send this data in a specific format, electronically, which anybody can understand, any system rather, not really a. So that is where you have a standard. So I look at this over here. I see the name of that particular patient. Here I see the name of the doctor. Here I see the time in terms of when it was created. You can see a lot of other information. The next of kin's information is there over here. So these first three characters indicate that particular standard, or rather the segment information. And this entire thing is a standard. So 2.3 is the version of HL7. So like this, there are different standards in healthcare. So I'm not getting into those details. The second step, the first step was to identify the source system. The second step is to extract these files. All right, extract this data in a specific format. So you have, like I said, HL7, EDI, you have XML, you have JSON, you have so many other formats. You can connect to the database. You can have SQL queries and everything you can write. So what is the next step? The next step is your data cleaning. So somebody mentioned data cleaning earlier, right? So that is the next step. Now, any idea what do you mean by data cleaning? Any thoughts? Why do you have to clean the data? Do you remember? We talked about a couple of examples. Yes, please. Missing values, they may be null values. All right. Yes. So one is null values, to remove the missing values. All right. NaN. Yes, very good. Now over here, right, when I look at the data, when I look at specifically healthcare, right, we talked about multiple systems. And we talked about Epic, Meditech. Now in a hospital environment, what happens is that you can have one admission module from Epic, one module from Meditech, one module from GE Radiology, and each of them has their own way of creating a patient ID. So from that perspective, right, it is important that if I get different IDs from different modules, right, I need to create one single patient ID. So that's one step which we need to consider in terms of deduplication, right? So that is one example. The other example is, we talked about this example. We talked about CBC, right? We talked about your, it looks very easy, right? When you're looking at a CBC blood test. But when I look at the CBC, when I look at the hemoglobin values, which are these normal values, grams per deciliter, and for women it is 12.1 to 15.1. But it looks easy like this. How do you think this could become complicated? Any thoughts? How do you think this could become complicated? The units, okay, very good. Very good, and you remember something very nice. So here, when I look at this, right, when so it looks very simple till that point of time in terms of grams per deciliter, but I can have somebody give me the data in grams per liter, milligrams per liter, milligrams per deciliter. All right, so you can have the data in So many different forms. Now, what do you think could happen over here? What do all of these indicate? Anybody, what do you think all of these indicate? These are glucose tests, right? So normally a doctor, right? Normally the doctor will write XYZ glucose test, right? Yes, a lab test. So normally a doctor will write these tests, but every doctor does not write the same thing. Blood sugar. Somebody might write blood sugar fasting. Somebody might write BGL, BSL. Somebody might just write glucose. Somebody might write just PP. So that is where it becomes complicated in terms of the entire flow, in terms of the entire system. So what is important is standardizing that information. And there is a specific tool for lab standardization, which is called as RELMA. So what we did, we took the source systems, we connected to them, we extracted that data, and we have standardized that data. Now, what was the next thing? Anybody remembers what was the next step? So the next step is your data modeling. So we have talked about, sorry, somebody mentioned something. Yes, the modeling aspect. So we talked about this earlier in terms of what we need to do. Now we have understood the data. Now we need to, or rather we have extracted the data. We need to now decide what data we want to keep. We need to decide what information we want to keep in terms of the entire, because there will be thousand data elements in the billing system. There might be another thousand in the lab. We don't need all of them, right? We need only specific information. So you need to decide your target model. That is where you require data modeling. And in the way it looks like it looks like something like this. You have some master tables as well as some transactional tables. So these master tables are one wherein you have something which is not going to change. And here you have the visit information is something which will change every time you go to the doctor. So it's like a transaction. Every time your BP might be different. Every time your height, weight, or other weight might change. Not your height really, but your weight might change. So that is what we do. We create a logical data model from the source system. We extract the data. We clean the data. We create a data warehouse, which you call it, and then you finally load the data, for which you require a integration engine. So there are three steps in this, right? We extracted the data. Here we call it transforming the data, and we call it, then we load the data into this data model. So these three together form the ETL layer, and quite a lot of tools do all of this in one. So like Mirth, you can even clean the data to a certain extent. There are other tools as well, like Informatica, DM Express. There are quite a lot of other tools which are there in the market specifically for integration. And finally, what do we do? Finally, we create your insights and foresights. So when you look at insights, you have information which is specifically around your what has happened in the past, right? You look at all of that information, what is today, what is happening today. That is what is your insights. And in your foresights is where you look at the future. So these are the 6 steps from the source system. You extract the data, you clean the data, you then load the data using an integration engine, you put it into the data warehouse, and finally you do 2 things. So here is where you have Tableau coming in terms of when you're looking at insights. There are a lot of other tools as well. You have Microsoft BI and all that. SSRS, which is more like reporting, but not really so great in the visualization. Yes, somebody has a question. Somebody raised a hand. Somebody had a question. Somebody from Redmi raised a hand. Redmi. I don't know. Okay. All right. So we'll come back to that. So a quick recap in terms of the first step, we talked about identifying the source system, then extracting the data, then cleaning the data, creating the data model. And obviously this step is kind of in parallel. Once you know these systems, it's done in parallel. Then you load the data, and finally the insights and the foresights. So any questions till now? Were you able to recollect what all we have done? Any queries? कोई विशेष टिप्पणी? All right, so this is where Tableau comes in. This is of Jan 2020, right? So Tableau is one of the leaders. The other, there are Click. People do use Click. There's MicroStrategy, which is very complicated, but it's still there. Then there is Microsoft, which I talked about earlier. So there are a lot of other options which are there in the market. So coming back, so let's look at the data visualization in Tableau. I know we have done, if I remember correctly, we did a couple of sessions on Tableau. We did try and create the story and stuff, right? So what we are going to do now, in the data set that I provided, right? In the data that I provided, we are going to look at there is this file which is COVID-19 geographic distribution of 22nd, right? So just to recollect, when you open Tableau, you will see a screen like this. If you have not created anything, this will be blank. So on the left hand side, you have these options of Excel file, text file. If you're using a licensed desktop version, you will see a lot more options. Over here, I'm just seeing Google Sheets and Web Data Connector. But beyond that, there are a lot of other options which are there. You can connect to an Oracle database. You can connect to any database that you want, right? You can connect to Hadoop, that is big data platform. There are a lot of things which you can connect to. But we are primarily dealing with Excel and text files. So that, just to give you an idea how things work. So now, what we have to do is we want to analyze the COVID data that we have. Right? We're going to analyze the COVID data that we have. This is the COVID-19 geographic distribution worldwide. So to load that, what you need to do, that is an Excel file. So since it's an Excel file, we'll click on Microsoft Excel over here. All right. When you click on Microsoft Excel, you will see, so I'm going to go to desktop. I'm going to the folder. So I'll see that file over here. And I'm going to click on that file. So I would request all of you to do the same. If you're facing an issue, just let me know and we'll just check what error you're getting. So just let me know if you're done once. You can ping me or unmute yourself and say that if you have been able to load this file or not. Everybody been able to connect to this? All right, great, Jen. Okay, I see 4 of you have got it. Anybody facing any issues? Anybody needs any help? Students from Symbiosis, are you able to get that? Are you facing any issues? Okay, I see quite a few of you got it. If you have not got it, just ping me or let me know. I see everybody getting it. All right. Anybody? So last one final time. Is anybody facing any issues? Okay, I think everybody got it. So once you open this file, right? So I'm going to. So this looks a little different as compared to the earlier version of 2019. This is the 2020 version over here, right? So this looks a little different, uh, but overall the features are still the same. So you on the left hand side, you will see the sheet which is there in that Excel file, all right? And on the right hand side, you should see this data. You should see this information over here in terms of the all the fields which are there. So like in Excel, right? So I'm just going to open that file. I'm just going to open this file which is there and show you how this data looks like. And we're just going to recollect what we had done earlier. Okay. So we have this data. So when I look at this data, right, this is a date. So when I move my cursor over here, right, I see this information that is telling me this is a date. When I move this, I know it is a number. It's telling me in general. Over here, again, it is all general, right? Yes, somebody has a chat. Okay. All right. So yeah, somebody has a question. Anybody has a question? Okay, sorry. So in Tableau also, right, it tells me the kind of information it is there, and it tells it in a much better way than Excel. So here I see the date, and you'll see over here, you'll see a symbol of a calendar indicating this is a date. This hash indicates that this value is a number. Okay, this ABC indicates that it is your text. And this symbol of geography indicates this is a geographical region. Okay. And on the bottom left, you see multiple options over here. You see a sheet. So like in Excel, you have sheets. In Tableau also, you have these sheets. If you want to add another sheet, just next to it, you have new worksheet. Then there's something called as a new dashboard. And then there's something called as a new story. So we'll look at that. So let's go to the sheet. Let's go to that sheet 1. And we will try and create a map of the cases worldwide. Of the cases worldwide. So the first step you do is, has everybody got till here? Everybody is following till here? I hope you are. Otherwise, you need to stop me if I'm going too fast. So the first step I do is, I just double click this country territory code. Can you double click that country territory code and tell me if you see something like this?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Is anybody getting an error? Okay, I clicked on. So when I have this data, right, when you look at, yes, when I get this data, what is happening over here in the, we had seen this example, we had seen this point wherein you have this country code. It is a geographical information. So what Tableau also does, I forgot to mention this, what Tableau also does is automatically, if it is a geographical information, you will find latitude and longitude added over here. Okay. And this is something Tableau is automatically adding internally. And over here also you will see some things in blue, some things in green. So the ones which are in blue are called as dimensions, one which are in green are called as measures. Okay. And if you're using an older version, right, you will see a clear demarcation between them, and it will be written over the dimensions and measures. Okay. You'll be clearly seeing that demarcation. So what I did was, I can either take this and drag it over here. Okay. I clicked on country territory code and dragged it in this particular sheet. That is what I did. So Sadhika, you got that or no? And Vignesh, were you able to get this? Yeah, you got it. Sadhika, you got it? Okay, cool. Now we want to find out the cases across these countries, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cases and put it on color. So when I move this or move my mouse, right, I'll see 1.5 million cases in US. This is 120,000 approximately cases in India. Did you get this? Did you get what I did? I took cases and dropped it on color. Anybody facing any issues? And I can move this on the left. I just drag that so that this becomes bigger. Okay, so what I did, I'm going to repeat this. One second. The first step I did was I took this country territory code and I then dragged the cases on color. Okay. Everybody got that? Aishwarya, you got that? Just drag the cases on color. I can remove this from here. Click on the cases, drag it onto color. Okay, cool. So I can change this color. If this doesn't look representative, I'm going to click on this color. I'm going to go to edit colors and I can change any color. So I can take this red gold. Okay, so it looks like appropriate color to choose because the red color really indicates what the depth of rather the number of cases which are there, right? So I can actually look at this color. Make sense? This I am moving this on the left so that it becomes easier. So if I want to see this, right, I can do a full screen presentation mode. Like in presentation PowerPoint, you have F7, you can do that here as well. So if I move a mouse, I see the number of cases like this. Let's say I want to add the cases, right? I want to see the cases just like that. So I can again take that cases and drop it onto label. So I see these numbers, pretty big numbers. It looks very hodgepodge. So you understood what I did? We have got the first step we did was we dropped the country territory code into this particular sheet. Then we took cases and put it onto color. Okay. Now I want to add a label. I want to see the number of cases. So what I do, I take that cases and put it onto label. Everybody got till here? Anybody facing issues till now? All right, everybody getting it? Anybody facing any issues? Anybody needs any assistance? So let's try and format this data. I don't want to see such a big number because it doesn't look representative, right? Even if I do a full screen, right, it's pretty difficult to kind of look at that data. So I am going to click anywhere, right? Right click on one of the names and click on format. I right click and click on format. Right click and format. If you once you do that, on the left hand side you'll see a small window. Wherever we were seeing the fields, right? All that is gone. We see a new window which is there. And over here in this, in the fields, select the value which is there, sum of cases, because that's what is there in the label. The sum of cases which we see. Then we want to format this. So that in the default section, in the pane, we are going to go to number custom. We are not going to put any decimals. We're going to put display units as millions. So if I put, now we'll have to put two decimals if I want to, since it's millions. But if I don't choose millions and if I choose thousands, right, I see a different representation. It's still hodgepodge. It's still, but that's the way it is in terms of the values. So this is just a way in showing the label, right? I can just look at it and tell. Obviously, the color tells me, but there are quite a lot of things which are looking similar. So for the 0K, right, you cannot really mention that because it's 0. So I can actually add I can add one decimal. The value is pretty low, so you don't even see that. So again, it depends on how you want to format it. So any questions on here? Was this little confusing? All right. For the fields, what I did was right click on any location where there is a number written. Right click that. You right click that. You see this option of format. In this format, when you click on format, right, you see this on the left. You see this window on the left, which has kind of has been overlaid on the fields which we are looking at. So over here on the top, you see these fields, and you see geometry, latitude, longitude, country, territory code, and sum of cases. So that is the field which is there on the right hand side. So I want to format the sum of cases. So I click on sum of cases. And from here, I go to numbers and I click on number custom, and I have formatted that number custom. So if I don't want this 1000 separator, I can remove that also. The 1000 separator is gone, but that looks decent, so we'll keep that. Yes, did you get that? Ritika, you got it? All right, good. So now can you try, and so I'm going to replace this number of, number of cases. I'm going to remove the label. I don't like it. So I'm going to remove it. I just showed it because I wanted to show that. Can you create a similar graph, and I can format this? Double click on that and center align it if you want, or just right click and format title. So you can do it from here also for formatting the color and background. So just double click this and you can format this text if you want to. On a similar way, can you create a graph for, add a new sheet and create a graph for the deaths? Create a graph for deaths. We've created a graph for cases. I want you to create a graph for deaths. So once you're done, just ping in the chat that you're done. Very good. So which is the maximum deaths are over here. So get done. Very good. Anybody facing any issues? Okay, Aishwarya, what have you done? Can you share your screen? I'm going to stop sharing. Can you share your screen? So you'll see a button, you'll see an option to share. You should see an option to share. You see that option? Post disabled. 1 second. Just try again now. You see an option to share. Okay, so you have. So first you need to remove that. Click on some of deaths. Just move it out. Drag it out. Yeah, just drag it on the left. Yes. The first thing you have to do is click on country territory code. Country territory code. Yes, where the geographical symbol is. Yes. Now drag deaths on color. So if you yes, drag deaths on color. Yeah, so now you get that. So what you had done earlier, right? So do Control Z, Control Z. I'll just tell you what you had done earlier. Yes. Now move deaths into this sheet, right? This is what you had done. You notice you have taken the total value. If you move your mouse on that blue bar, move your mouse on the blue bar, so you see the total number of deaths which are there. I don't know if that number is correct or yeah, 332,000. Right. Now click on country territory code and drag it into the sheet and see what happens. And just double click on that country territory code. Just double click. Yeah, that is also good. But sometimes what might happen on the right hand side, you see that show me, right? You see, click on that show me. It gives you that option of all those graphs on the right hand side. Yes. So sometimes what might happen is the first option which you see, right, the tab table, that might come. So you need to manually select the map option. So your data will become shown as a graph, provided there is a geographical information. All right. Got it? Okay. Can you stop sharing? Thank you. All right. Anybody else facing any issues? Okay. So now let's do one more thing. Now we got this, right? Let's say I want to see both this information together. Okay, we want to see the cases versus deaths. I want to see both this information together. So normally what I'll do, I have taken this. One is this. I can put deaths into sizes, but it will not do anything about it, right? This doesn't help me. So I have, if I move this into color, either cases or deaths, I can move into color. So basis of that, that is changing. Okay. So now what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and put both of them in one graph. So click on this latitude, do control and click and copy that on the right. So you will see that map getting converted into two maps. Understood what I did? I'm going to repeat that. I take the latitude, press control, click on the latitude and drag it on the right. Everybody got this? Anybody facing any issue? I'm going to repeat it once again. You click on the latitude, press control and click on the latitude and drag it on the right. You'll see this. Everybody got this? Oh no. All right, very good. Now, what I'm going to do, you notice on this left, right, you see this all option. You see one latitude and another latitude. You see these three options over here. When I look at this particular graph, I just see this one. I don't see anything else. But here I have two graphs over here. So in one of them, right? So again, if in this all, if I go and change it to deaths, it will become deaths. If I move it to cases, it will become cases. So in any one of them, I am going to change this to your deaths. So in any one of them, I dragged deaths. So this color, I can now, I can change this color for this. I'm going to edit into red. So I can now look at both of them together. Okay, I know these two are together. Anybody got this? Anybody facing any issue in terms of what I did? Okay. So did you guys, I'm going to repeat that. You understood how I converted into two maps? Everybody got that? Everybody got, is everybody seeing two maps on their screen? All right. You are seeing two maps. Very good. Now on the two maps, right? On one of these, you see three options over here, all right? You see these three options. You see all, you see latitude and latitude. In the last one, let's take the last, click on the last latitude. Yeah, last kind of drop down and take that deaths and put it onto color. So now here I see the deaths. This is where I see the cases. Okay. And I'm going to change the color for deaths. Did you get that, Akshi? Anybody facing issues till now? Anybody got this? You got it right? So if you haven't got it, just ping me or unmute yourself and tell me. Now I still don't, I want to see both of them in the same graph. Okay, I still want to see both of them together. I don't want to see like two maps. So on this latitude, click on this latitude, go, and there is an option called dual axis. Click on that. Click on the second latitude, click on dual axis. And you see that both of the graphs are coming together. Okay, this is what I did. I clicked on the second latitude, or rather this arrow which is there, the down arrow which is there, and clicked on dual axis. So now I see both of these graphs overlapped on each other, but I cannot make out anything because I need to change the color of one of them. So if I change this color, right, if I make it, I reduce this opacity, right, I can see those two colors, the mix of those two colors. For one of them, I change the opacity. Understood what I did? So by changing the opacity, I see the mix of the two colors. I can actually make out, it's like a combination of the two colors, right? One of them is light, one of them is darker. That mix will tell you how well that particular location is. So obviously you need to choose your colors properly so that you are able to make that out. But again, this doesn't really give me that good a analysis that I am looking at in terms of both these values. But before I get into how we can improve this, have you been able to get this graph? Did you all get this graph? Anybody facing any issue? So how do you change the opacity? Okay, so click on any one of these latitude, right? Click on any one of the latitude. Click on color, and over here you see that option of opacity. So I can change this opacity. If I make it all opaque, right, I'll just see the blue color. I'll not see anything else. And if I change that, then that color, I see the mix of red and blue. So the purple, wherever there is a purple, means it's highly impacted in terms of the cases versus the deaths. Got it? Vignesh, you got that? Okay. So now I see this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try something more. Click on this latitude, and there is an option mark type, and I'm going to change that into a pie, not a filled map, but a pie. So now this gives me a much better representation in terms of the data that I'm looking at, right? In terms of this, if I increase the size, I can easily make out in terms, I can obviously I can change the color also in terms of, I can rather keep the same opacity earlier which was there. So I can actually look at, so obviously the biggest blob over here is this, and then you have the other uh, countries and states, and this color also I can change in terms of, instead of blue, right, I'll make it something else. Let's say, what do I keep? I can keep, no, I can actually keep this red gold. No, not really. So this is kind of giving me a different representation of that particular data. Make sense? Should I repeat what I did? Anybody got this? Okay. Anybody who's not getting this? Okay, how did I duplicate the latitude? To duplicate the latitude, right? What I did was I just click on control, click on the latitude, press control and click together and drag it on the right. That's what I did. So Rishikesh, are you able to get that? If you're not, you can share your screen. Okay, you got it. Are you able to get this graph? You see this graph? Everybody got this graph or you need some time? All right. A couple of folks have got it. So how do you increase the size of the pie? Okay. Increase the size of the pie where the pie is, right? In this, we put the pie in the second latitude. You click on size and you can increase that size. By the way, I can even have it as another, instead of, I can even have it as a bar. Oh, this looks pretty bad. I can have a Gantt bar. That looks, it makes it looks easier. But it doesn't give me that feel, you know. So I'm going to go back to, I can have polygon. Square. I mean, you can try a lot of stuff over here, but you don't stick to pi. So somebody had a question. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody facing any issue in this? Naman, Jayant, you got it? Okay, cool. All right. So now let's do something different. Let's do add another sheet over here. Okay, I'm going to center align this. Just double click it and center align it. So we've created three graphs: cases, deaths, cases versus deaths. Now let's do a time series analysis of that particular data. So we're going to plot the cases by day. Okay, we're going to plot the cases by day. So what I have done is I have take date, I double click the date and I double click the cases. So I'll see the total number of cases over here. I'm seeing a table. I'm going to repeat what I did. I double click the date and I double click the cases. So I see a table like this. Okay, this is easy. Okay, very good. Now over here, and I click on this year, right? I can actually click on the plus. If I click on this plus symbol, this year becomes a quarter. I click on this quarter, the quarter becomes a month. The month becomes a day. So I am seeing these cases by every day. Okay. This is in a tabular fashion rather. But I don't want to look at it in this way. So what I do, I will just click on this minus, I get it year. I can click on this show me. So you see the graph which is selected is this one. I select the graph which is on the left. I see a line. So I will select that particular graph, this particular graph, and this cases becomes a straight line. And in this year, when I click on this year, you see multiple options over here. There are two different options over here. So I click on this day, which is the second day. I'll tell you the difference between the two. The second day is there. I click on this particular day. So I see the cases by day. I see those cases by each day till now. Anybody got what I did? Draw a line. All right. I have these cases. I have these cases by each day. Now, let's say I want to also see the dates. Okay, so I can do this. I can click on the dates and I will see the two graphs like this. Okay, I'll see the two graphs like this. I can change the color of the second graph. I can keep it orange if I want to. If I don't want to, I can just keep it this way. And like we did earlier, right? If I want these two graphs in the same thing, I can enable this. I can make it a dual axis. Okay. And I right click and synchronize the axis. So now I actually see the difference in terms of the cases and deaths. If I don't synchronize the axis, it's just showing me these values nearby, which doesn't make sense, which is why I right click and synchronize the axis. So now I get that graph and I am able to compare the cases versus deaths on that particular day. Anybody facing any issues in this? Understood what I did, or should I repeat? So to combine the graphs, you just have to do the same thing. You need to, like we did in the map, right? We did it in the map. What we need to do is, all right. So let me just repeat it from the beginning, what I did. Okay. This is my empty graph. Yes, so I added a new sheet. I double click on this date and I double click on the cases. Okay. So I have these cases. In show me, I clicked on this particular graph, which is there, the line graph. Continuous, right? It says over here in the bottom for lines, continuous. So I get this particular line. And over here, I selected this last day. So so this is what I did, and I'll just show you a difference. If I select the earlier day, right? If I select this day, I am getting the sum of the cases on that particular day from December till May 22nd. So overall, on the first, there have been maximum cases. And if I actually put this on color, right? If I put month on color, I will see the cases in this. But I don't want to show that. I don't want to complicate it for now. I'm just going to leave it. So the difference over here, if I have data for this month, right? I am seeing the cases in that particular, total cases in that particular month. But over here, if I select month, this is continuous. Okay, it is showing me from December along with the year. But over here in this particular month, it is just showing me average from Jan to December. It's not looking at the year. It's just doing a sum, or other. It's just doing a sum of all the cases from Jan to December. Okay. So coming back to that, so we have to select the last day. Now I want to have deaths also in this. So what I did was I double clicked on deaths. So I see these two lines, and to merge these two, like we did in the map, click on the second field, that is sum of deaths, and select dual axis. So now I see these two graphs, but you notice this is dual axis graph. On the left hand side you see the range from 0 to 100k. On the right hand side you see the range from 0 to 10k. I want to see the same axis both sides, so I right click on this and synchronize the axis. I can move this again over here. So now I see the cases versus deaths over here. Okay, I'll explain that concept once again. Just 1 minute. So let's look at Excel month for a minute. And I'm going to add a sheet just for the sake of it. This is what it had and the cases. So I have day. I'm going to put this into a graph. So let's look at this, right? The day is 1 and the total cases is 161, 124. I'm going to go to Excel. I'm going to filter on the day 1. What it's doing, it is doing a sum of all. So you notice over here at the bottom 161, 124. What it's doing is taking all the cases on 1st Jan, 1st March, 1st April, 1st May, and summing all those together and giving you this value. That on 1st of all the months, I mean the total of the cases on 1st is this. The total of all the cases on 2nd is 173, 186. Let's say if I look at 22nd, right? I'll filter on 22nd over here. And if I sum the cases, I get 227, 126. So here I get that 227, 126 over 22nd. 227, 126. Understood? In that same way, if I change this day into a month, right, I am getting those cases by 1 to 12, right? It's giving me those cases. So let's say if I just do year, right, I'm getting the year as 27 cases in 2019 and so many 5 million cases in 2020. If I select the other year, it's going to show me a continuous value. It's going from 2019 to 2020. It's showing it in a different way. But you understand it much better on that day because it is giving me the sum of those cases on that particular day. While here, it is not giving me a sum, it is giving me the cases every day and how it has increased. Got it? Does it make sense or should I repeat? All right, cool. We have these cases versus deaths. If somebody has a question. Okay. Now, let's try and create a small dashboard. Okay, and we're going to use only 2 graphs. I'm going to delete this particular line, this particular sheet. So on the second last option, right, you see a dashboard. You see an option for a dashboard, a new dashboard. Just click on that. Click on that dashboard. You will see a screen like this. You see a screen like this, and you see your sheets on the left. You can see like this. You see your sheets on the left over here. Okay. We're going to take only one particular, or rather we can take cases. We'll take 2 graphs. Okay. We'll take world map cases and daily cases versus deaths, the line graph that we created. Okay, I'm not going to use all of them. First of all, I find this sheet pretty small in terms of the view is pretty small. To increase the size, right click on this size. You see this option over here in terms of minimum size, maximum size. This maximum size I can increase. I am increasing the maximum width to 1150, or I can keep it 1050, so that it kind of fits over here. And on the bottom left, you see couple of options, tiled and floating. So if I keep it tiled, right, I can just double click this, and then I can double click the second one, and it will fit in the way it automatically does. Okay, but that's not what I want to do. I mean, that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is using a floating option. If I click on floating, it makes it a small graph, which I can fit like this. I can move this up wherever I want to. I can click on this, and I can put it this way. So if I want to position it in different way, right? I mean, I want to, let's say I want to increase this. If I want to check the exact location of this, I'll click on layout. It'll tell me the X position is 77 and Y is 88. So if I click on this, the second graph, I can make this 88 so that it is aligned. Okay. Makes sense in terms of what I did. And I see this, I can move it over there. So one is this way. The other option which I said was probably easier to do because you don't have to break your head so much in terms of positioning. I go to tiled, just click on this, and I can put the dots below as well, or in the right. I can just drag it on the right like that, and I don't want to see these cases, so I can click on this, and I don't want to see this also. I can click on this also. Do you have a dashboard like this? Everybody got this, or anybody facing any specific issues? So everybody got it. Few people have got it. Anybody facing any challenges? So here we are going to do one more thing. All right. So we're going to do one more thing. We will now when I click on any of this, right, nothing happens, nothing changes. But I want to see, let's say for USA, what is the daily, how is the daily cases kind of panning out, right? I want to do something like that. When I click on any of this graph, right, and I click on any of this graph which we have put on the dashboard, you see this border. On the border, you see on the right, you see some of these options. This cross, if you don't want it, if you want to remove it, if you want to go to this sheet, this is the second option. The symbol, which is like a arrow in the square. Yeah. But if I want to add a filter, so if I click on this use a filter, right, I click on that use a filter. And when I do that, I click on USA. I will see the data of USA. I will see the graph of USA, the daily graph of USA. What I did was I just clicked on this filter symbol, and I was able to add a graph. I was able to add a, or rather, I was able to add a drill down kind of. Without this, nothing is happening. But if I click on this filter symbol, this graph gets added in terms of the daily cases versus deaths. Can you try that? I just clicked on this filter. Filter symbol will come only when you click on this particular graph. If I click over here, I'll see a filter symbol here also, but we'll see that later. But first try the filter symbol on the world map cases. So by the way, if somebody joined in late and if you're from somewhere engineering, just ping your name in the chat if you have not done that so that I can mark your attendance. Just ping your name in the chat if you have not done that earlier. All right, everybody got this? Anybody facing any specific issues? Should I repeat anything that I said? I have just clicked on this filter symbol and I am able to drill down on that particular graph. So if I want to see that filter, right, I can go to, where is it, where is it, where did it go? In dashboard, in the dashboard, there is a option called as actions. If you go there, you will see a filter which has been created. In that filter, if you click on that filter and edit, it will tell you what it's doing. Over here, you see this option. The source is the sheet, the world map cases. I can, when I select a particular location, the target is your daily cases versus deaths and the world map. So it will show all the values when I click on that. That is how the filter has been created. How do you enlarge your dashboard? To enlarge your dashboard, okay, one second. To enlarge your dashboard, click on this size. You'll see this option of range. You need to increase the width and height accordingly. You get that? Click on size on the left hand side. You can increase the width and height accordingly. Aaron, you got that? All right, got it. Okay, now, so you can do the same thing over here, right? I can add a filter on this particular graph as well. If you add a filter on this particular graph, you'll do the opposite. So if I click over here, the cases, I can see the cases in this particular, on that particular day. If I click over here on 13th Feb, I see the color is also changing in terms of China 13th, 15K. They have, everybody else doesn't have so many cases, which is why it's showing the lowest color of gold, right? Maximum cases over here also is in China on that particular 2,800. So you notice over here, the color is kind of changing. Italy is having 2.3 on that particular day rather. Okay, it's on that particular day. So I can add a filter on the second graph as well. Got it? Now let's add a story. So we looked at how to create a sheet. We looked at how to create multiple sheets. We looked at how to create a dashboard. Like this, you can create another dashboard if you want to. But look at creating a new story. So the last option which you see, right, is a story. So I will drag the, I'm going to, this is cases. Versus, what do I say, daily analysis. Just putting some name. Yeah. And in my story, right, I'm going to name this my first story. Here, I'm going to drag the dashboard onto this. When I drag the dashboard, I see, so here, unlike the dashboard option, right, where you are seeing the sheets also, but you also see the dashboard over here. All right. And I can again make the center aligned over here as well. But you see a caption over here as well. So what do? I drag this dashboard over here Once I have dragged the dashboard over here, I can now select, let's say I select this particular time frame, February 2nd. So on 2nd February, I can add a caption over here. 2nd February, maximum cases in China, which was 2.6K. Okay. Now what do I do? This is like my presentation. Okay. If I will click on this duplicate symbol and I'm going to select a date after 2nd February. I select on 13th February. So when I click on 13th February, again, maximum cases in China, 15K. So I can update this. So 13th, right? Right. So like this, I can go on and adding my interpretation in terms of how things have gone. And when I run it into a presentation mode, right, I don't really need to go and click anything. I can just click on this and it will show me my interpretation. Just click on this. So you can show that as a flow. Make sense what I did? You want me to repeat what I did? All right, let me. So the first, I'm going to remove everything. One second. I'm just going to repeat what I did. Okay, sorry. I'm doing it. Yeah, so this is where I got my first story. I dragged the dashboard onto this. Okay, you see this option. Basically, it's like a you can actually create like a movie out of this. In the sense, not really a real movie, but in the sense, I have to showcase my analysis. When I want to showcase my analysis, I'm going to just go to story. The height I'm going to just reduce so that it becomes visible. Okay. So what I do is basically I want to show that how the cases have flown from, let's say the beginning from 31st Jan till a specific point in terms of how the cases have flown across the globe. So I click on a particular date. So let's say I click, like I said, we clicked any particular date, right? 3rd February, 4th February. So I click on 4th February. I see the cases were maximum in China on that particular day. So I add my caption over here. This is my interpretation of 4th February. Maximum cases in China. Or what is the number? 3.2K. 3.2K. Okay. Understood till here? What I've done till here? Now I want to add another point in this story. So I will either I can add a blank one and again do the same thing, but I'll duplicate this. I'll click on this duplicate. Now instead of now you see the option over here, right? It gets added into this. It gets like a next step. So now if I want to add instead of this 3rd February, right, or 4th February, I'll click on another date. When I click on another date, I will see the cases changing for that particular date. I will see in China there are 15.1 cases, 15,000 cases on that particular day. So I have clicked on 13th February. And here I'll change the caption. So I'm showing my interpretation using these clicks. And in the same, so you got it till what I did? You understood what I done? Okay. So understood how I got 13 Feb? G, like you got what I did? All right. So I can add another, I can duplicate this if I want to, and I can choose a particular, instead of 13th, I'll choose March 22nd first. And you see the entire story has changed over here. So the maximum cases are in US, 5,400. This is on 21st March, right? So I can change this. Maximum cases in USA. Yeah, 5K, 5K, right? 5.4K. So this is how I create, I can build my entire story in terms of how these cases have flown in from each day, right? I can actually build my entire story. But so what we've done till now, we understood how to create a graph in terms of using a sheet. We created multiple graphs. Then we created we created a dashboard. Okay, we saw how to add a filter on the dashboard. And finally, we saw how to create a story from that particular dashboard. Now let's say I want to, and I want to do something different in this, okay? I want to try and do something different in this. I want to see some kind of a flow in terms of, so like we did, right? We were manually clicking on all of these. I'm assuming you understood the story aspect of it. Like we are clicking every day how these cases are kind of moving, right? I want to try and see if I can create something which is much more interesting. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I am going to add the date over here. Okay. The not date. No, not date. I'm going to add country, but I'm going to convert this into a table, not a graph. And I'm going to add cases. When I add these cases, right, I am getting the total number of cases which are there. Let's say I add the date. Okay. I add the date over here. One second, I'm just going to, sorry, let's do it a little differently. Okay, before I complicatedly show it to you. The first step, I'm going to repeat it. Okay, I am just going to add the country into a filter first, and I'm going to choose only India. Yeah, choose only India. Then I choose the date. Okay, and I choose the cases. I have total number of cases over here. This year, I'll make it into day. Why is it showing this way? I want to show the table. Yes, I see the table. I have to swap it. I just click on this. So I'm seeing all the cases per day. You can see how the cases are there. Everybody understood what I've done till now? Or it was a little confusing? I have just added the cases into this. So for those who don't know what is a filter, right? If I drag a particular field, so I do it this way, right? I'll get all the cases across across all countries. I want to, and this will be a daily cases across the world. This is what it's telling me. But I want to look at this for a particular country. So I move this country into filter. When I move this country into filter, right, I see all the countries. Which did I take? Not this country territory code. Sorry. When I move this into this, I see this option, and here I chose IND India. Okay. And I got this. All right. Makes sense. Everybody understood till here, right? What I've done. Okay, this is a little. This is going to get a little complicated, but hopefully I'll get the output. Okay. So now, what we have is the daily cases. Okay, can you share your screen, Parth? I'm going to stop sharing. Can you share your screen? Are you able to share your screen? Okay, 1 second. You see the option now? Okay. Yeah, click on show me on the right. Yeah, click on the first option, table. Yes. Yeah, on the now, oh, yeah, this one. That is to swap. So now you see that. Got it? Alrighty. Anybody else facing any specific issue?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, cool. Anybody facing any issue? Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. And let's see where this goes. Okay. Now, I have these cases. I want to add. I want to add these cases by date. Okay, I want to accumulate these cases. So most of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this field. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this field. Right click on the cases and click on duplicate. I'm just going to, for my sake, just naming it as cases 2 and again click on this cases. So I'll get the same value. Okay, I'm getting the same value. So this is what I did. I just right clicked on cases and clicked on duplicate. Everybody got this? You seeing two values in your table, cases and second cases, and obviously both the values are same till now. So what I'm going to do now is click on this case, the cases to which I added it. I'm getting the day from the date. Okay, can you share your screen? Yes, I'll just explain that. Give me a second. I'll just explain the cases two thing. Jeel, you want to share your screen? 1 second. You should be able to see it now. What are you not getting? You're not getting the day. Okay. Can you click on that day, date? What you have done? Okay. No, above. What you have done is you selected the first day option. Click on that day out down arrow. Yeah, and select the last day. No, 8 May 2015 where it shows.
Then it changes to this.
Show me. Click on show me. Click on show me. and click on the table option.
Okay.
And now below the map drop down, right? Below the map drop down, above. Map,
Here.
map, map. No, one second. This one.
Okay.
Below this, you see that. Click on this button.
Okay.
Swap. Got it?
Got it. I'll stop sharing.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so there was another question. How did I get the second? This, right? How did I get the cases 2? So what I have done, let me just show you. For cases 2, right? Let's say if I remove this, I right click on cases, the field, and I click on duplicate. So I get cases 2. I just rename that. To rename that, I click again over here, right click, rename, and cases 2. Got it? Ritika, you got it? Alright, cool. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try and make this cumulative. So over here, when you click on some cases too, right? Go to quick table calculation and make it running total. Quick table calculation and click on running total. You get the difference? You are able to see that they were on 2nd Jan, there was one, 2nd Feb, there was one case, but total there were till then second cases which were there. If you look at over here, on 4th April, there were 601 cases, but we had 2,902 cases. We had reached 2,902 cases. And when I look at it today, there are 6,000 cases and there are 118,000 overall cases. You see what I did? Running total gives me the cumulative cases. Got it? Anybody who's facing any issue in this? You just have to click on this, click on table calculation and running total. All right. So if I actually plot this into a graph, right, just to show you, you can see how the cases are increasing. I'm just doing it in that way. These are daily cases. And if I make this into dual axis, synchronize the axis, you can see the cases in India are increasing in what way. But this is not what I want to show. So everybody got it till here, right? Everybody got it till the point where we have added a cumulative total. Now, what I'm going to do in my filter, I choose another country as well. Along with India, I'm going to choose USA. And I'm going to click on USA. So now you will see the date of the cases have changed. The cases have increased because it's showing me a cumulative analysis of the cases by those. So I'm going to add the country also over here. I'm going to add the country also over here. The date. What I did. So it depends on how you add that country code. I'm getting the country code like this. I don't want to see it like this. I want to see it in one line. Okay. 1 second. Yeah. This is what I want to see. So you notice there is a difference in this. I actually, what I've done, I'll just repeat what I did. So to add my country code in this, right, I drag this country territory code and put it before the date field in rows. That is all I did practically. Understood what I've done? I have just dragged the country code before the date. So we'll know why I did this. I'm actually not going to use this table. I'm going to convert this table into a graph, and you'll see why I did that. But if you notice over here, right? If you notice this, you notice the cases 6088 in India, 118447. But now you look at USA, these cases are starting from 118447. What is happening in this cumulative total is it is taking the value of India also. So you can think of this like subtotal in Excel. So for every change in the day, it is adding those values. Okay, so if I click on this, if I click on the second field, the sum of cases, right, and I click on edit table calculation now, you'll see the notice, you'll see running total. Okay, I want to use those specific dimensions. I want to use this. If I use this, okay, and restarting every country territory code. So now this makes it correct. Or like, so I'll repeat what I did. You notice the error, right? You understood the error, what is happening over here. It's happening 118447. And for USA also the values are starting from 118447. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to, for some cases to edit the table calculation. We created a table calculation for running total. Edit that. Instead of the whatever option is there, use specific dimensions and restarting every country territory code. And when I do that, this value becomes correct. It is showing me 1.5 million. Here it is showing me 118K. Make sense? Understood what I did? Everybody is there with me till here? All right.
Sir,
Yes.
in some cases too, when we edit the table calculation,
Yeah.
so just deselecting the country territory code
Okay.
in measuring values, some cases too, when we edit the table calculation.
Right.
So just deselecting the country code also does the same thing. So is it any different?
Okay, let me try that. You deselected this. So I want to use it in a different way. Let's see if I get the same output using this. Okay. I'm going to just stick with what I did and then we'll come back to this question. Let me just complete what I want to showcase. Okay. And we'll again try this if this works. because I was facing a lot of challenges when trying to do this yesterday. Yeah,
So after selecting specific dimensions, what did you do?
I changed it to restarting every country code. Basically, I want to sum it for every change in country and the date. Okay, I want that value. Let's say if I remove this filter, right? I remove this filter, I should see the correct values coming up for each and every country. So if what Parth said, that could also work, but let me just try it in this way. I am going to convert this into a map now. And when I convert this into a map, I move this date into pages. Let's say if that works. Let's say the table calculation is taking it. Yep. Okay. The sum of these cases I will put on size. Okay. I'm just trying something. And I'll explain that also. And I will put the I can put country identity code on color. Will it work? Yep, it works. And what I want to show you is this. I am going to remove this card, write this card, and let's do this. So this is what we were actually trying to do. And I play this. So you will see the sizes kind of increasing. You see the date is coming up 17, 18, 19, 20. And you'll see those sizes kind of increasing. You see this size increasing. The cases are increasing over here day by day. You're not able to make that out probably. Let me do this. Let me increase the size. And we will stop again. So not many cases till 29 Jan, 3rd Feb. You see only China increasing, the cases in China increasing. 6th March, you see cases across the world, dots coming up across the world, right? And you see in US by 4th April, it's like increasing every day. You can notice the size is kind of increasing. You can actually interpret how this has actually flown in from this one location to the entire world till 22nd of May. So let me just understood what I've done. Does this look interesting as compared to what we did earlier? And let me just try what Parth said. Let me just try what Parth said, right? So what did you say? You had, so I'll have to repeat that. Let me just duplicate this and try what I did, right? So Parth, can you repeat what you had said?
Okay, so in the edit table calculation,
Yeah.
just deselect the country territory code.
So if I do it this way, and let's try this. Let's try that. So these are options for speed, all right? The third option is the fastest, so it'll go fast. You can see how the cases are moving, right? looks much interesting than what we were trying to do in terms of each click. This is telling you the complete story actually. Make sense? So we're getting the same output, yes. So that also will work. All right. Any questions? All right. So if you want to add any animation, right? So from whatever I've seen, you need a date, and you can try this in any other graph as well, right? So, but I found it interesting to see how you can, showcase how the cases have been increasing across the world. And I'm also going to try and see if I'm able to kind of showcase lines coming out in terms of the direction to showcase how the cases have flown in. So I'm going to try and see if I can do that. But I hope this gives you a good understanding of what all you can do in Tableau in a couple of hours. And we will continue tomorrow as well. So any questions till now?
So can you repeat the process of how to start the animation from the table?
So when you click this, right, you see this whenever you add the date into this pages section, right? Here you'll see this box come out. This box, it's like a slider over here. Yeah. I can choose a particular date also if I want to. At the bottom you see reverse. So I can even do it in the opposite way. So I can play it in the opposite way. There are 3 speeds over here: slow, medium, fast. So if I do it this way and I do the reverse, it's going to show me how the cases, where the cases came in from, right? It's been dropping, and again it'll go back to end, it'll go back to China.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty. Anything else, guys? Any specific questions?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I actually wanted to know whether you'll be sending this recording across.
Yeah, I'll be uploading this recording and you will get that.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much.
So I'll repeat one more time in terms. So if you are from Somaya and from the engineering batch, if you missed typing your name, because I need to take your attendance. If you missed typing your name in the beginning, please type that now so that I can mark your attendance. Okay, cool. Yes.
If you want to use this, but not with a map background, then can we do anything else?
Yes, you can. You can. Let me just try that also if you want to. Wow, this is not good. Okay, so let's take this one and let's add that date in the pages. I don't know what is going to happen, but it will work that way. I need actually you need a better representation actually, not really this particular graph, but it can work with bar graphs also well. I have not tried it on any other graph as of now, but it will work on a bar graph as well. I have seen it on uh,
So
Yes.
you will have to put your day or date only in pages, right? You can't put
Yeah.
any.
I haven't seen any other. You need something to flow, right? You see the graph coming out, right? You see the cases
Mhm.
kind of showing how they're like increasing every day. Make sense? Obviously, there'll have to be a better representation than this, just showing one particular bar, right? Got it?
So this is showing
Yes.
for one country, right?
This is showing for all countries actually,
Then why is there only one bar?
because it's a sum. No? I think there might be a filter in this. In the dashboard, we might have kept a filter. There's this filter over here, no? One second. Yeah. This is daily cases. So there were 106. This is actually for all countries, yes. If I add the filter over here, so this will show only for US. And if I go back to this, no cases, no cases. Ideally, I would want to see if I can plot it, keeping the earlier date also and then showcasing. So you notice this small thing coming up now. It's like going on, boom, 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 boom. All right. This is for one country. Any other questions? All right, guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for your time.